Let's run through Write the Counts Simple Meter Level 3. First we load this thing. It says writing the counts under every note for a phrase in Simple Meter. And so what we're going to do is it's going to give us some type of meter here, 3, 4. And with 3, 4, I know there's just 3 beats, and each quarter note gets 1 beat. So I just simply type 1, 2, 3, since this is a dotted half, 3 beats long, and hit submit. Okay, 4, 2, kind of a strange meter. That means we have 4 beats per measure, and each of them is a half note, or a half note gets 1 beat. A whole note's 2 half notes, and any dotted note gets 1 more half of itself. So that's going to get 1, 2 half notes, and then the dot makes it 1 more half note. So 3 half notes. 1, 2, 3. This here is an eighth note, and compared to a half note, we have to think, what is it? So we can count its subdivisions properly. If we divide up the main beat, which is a half note, into 2 parts, we'd count 1 and. But since an eighth note is a fourth of a half note, we have to count with the 4-part divisions, or 1 E and A. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3. This is going to be the beginning of 4, and this is going to be the last 3 parts of it, E and A. So this eighth plus this dotted quarter all together make a half note, and the half note's been divided into 4 parts. Here's the first, here's the other 3 of them. 4/16, that means I have 4 beats in a measure, and each of them is a 16th note long. So I just type 1, 2, 3, 4, because each of these is a 16th note, 1 count each. What am I counting here? I'm counting half notes. Okay, so I have to say, what is a eighth note in relationship to a half note? An eighth note is a fourth of a half note, or 4 of these make up a half note. So I have to count 1 E and that type of thing, because I need to have 4 parts to count my beat. 1, this gets the last 3 parts, E and A. This is the second beat now, but since it's a whole note, it gets 2 of our half note counts. 2, 3, same thing here, 4, 5, and here 6, and it's divided up into 4 parts again, because the smallest part we have is eighth note. 6, E and A, and a quarter note is half of a half note. So we need to divide the beat into 2 parts, and we use our 2-part counting system. 6 E and A, it's 7 and. 4/16. Okay, well, that means that a 16th note gets 1 count. We have a quarter note, and a quarter note is 4/16 long, so we just have to give it all 4 counts. Same type of thing here, but now we have it divided up differently. Here's the first 16th. This eighth note is the second and the third 16th, and this is the final one. Again, same type of thing. So this is going to be 1/16, and a dotted eighth. An eighth note normally equals 2/16, but a dotted is going to add 1 more of those, or make it to 3/16. So 1, and then this will receive 2, 3, and 4. 4, 4, or common time. We have 4 beats in a measure, and a quarter note gets 1 count. So I'm going to go and look at this, and I see, how is this related to the beat? This is a fourth of the beat, so I have to give it the first part of the count, 1, but I have to divide up the beat into 4 parts, so I need the rest of it, E and A, to be able to show 3-part divisions. 1, E and A. Here, I can say 2 or 2 E and A. 2 means it gets the entire second beat. Here's the third beat, but not all of it. It gets 3, and it needs the and of 3, since it's divided into 2 parts, quarter note divided into 2 eighth notes. So I have to give the and over here, and then the rest of the 4 count, 4 and. So this dotted quarter note then gets 1.5 counts, or 3 halves, 3 parts and 4 and. We're counting by half notes. That's 1 half note. This is half of a half note. So I get 2, but not the full 2. This gets the and of 2, because I divided it into 2 parts, the number and the division. And there's my 3. The top part doesn't matter a whole lot to us. It tells us how many beats we have, but we're really concerned with this bottom part that tells us what the division is. We're counting by quarter notes. All this first stuff together, beamed together, makes up 1 quarter note. Here's the first part of it, and then there's the last 3 parts. 1, this gets the last 3 parts of it, E and so I give it 3 little nonsense syllables here to signify that these are the rest of the parts if I divided up the whole thing into 4 parts. Here's a count, 1, but it's divided into 4 parts. Same thing here, I'm on my second count, and then I get the other 3 parts that make up a quarter note. So I get a 2 and E and Next, here's 3, of course. 3, it's not an entire thing, it's halves, so I want to count 3 and. This gets the and of 3, but it has 2 more parts in it. 3 and 4 and. Now we're in the 5th beat. It's divided up into 4 parts. The quarter note's divided up into fourths or sixteenths. So I have to go 4, E, and here I can put and or and. Oops, look at my mistake. It's not the 4th beat, it's the 5th beat. I mistakenly clicked that there. Okay, so I got most of the points. Be careful to look at that so you don't make a simple mistake like that, but that is how to do it, to look at the divisions of the beats and give them their proper counts for where they lie within a measure.